Hello, lovelies. This is 5 Minute Manifesting, and I'm your host, Lovey Brown. Thank you so much for listening. I'm thrilled that you're here. And today, I want to talk to you about developing neutralness towards your manifestation. So, in my manifesting journey, I have manifested a lot of different things. And when I have gotten results, have been a lot of times when I've developed sort of a feeling of neutrality or feeling like I don't really care if I get this or not. And in some of those cases, I never fully got there. So don't hear that and be like, no, but Lovey, I really, really want this thing. I don't want to develop feelings of neutrality. Just hear me out. And I'm not saying that you don't have to give up your desire, right? You can maintain your desire and still feel neutral towards it. And I'm going to talk through how that happens or how that feels, at least for me. So I had a really big money financial manifestation where, I honestly didn't care if it happened or not. It was a large sum of debt that I had that I got forgiven. And I really was just like, if I have to pay this bill for the rest of my life, then I just do. And I got it automated and I got it out of my focus as much as possible, right? So the payments were automated. I made that payment every month for a long time. And I didn't really focus a lot of my manifesting efforts on it at that point in my life. And a lot of things had to change for this debt to be forgiven. But occasionally, like I said, this was very occasionally, I would focus on it in terms of having it just wiped out by whatever means necessary, right? Remember, the how is not our job as a manifester. Like, we don't have to, like, our higher self, the universe, God, whatever label you put on, the other powers that be or that are helping you, whether you see that as apart from yourself or as a part of you. I believe that it is a part of you, and that like it's just a part of you that you're not consciously aware of. So your subconscious mind. You can put all kinds of different labels on it, but know some things that you don't know. And the how is that entity's job. The how is the entity's job. It's the God, universe, your higher self. And your job is to focus on what you want and really be aware of your awareness and use your awareness in a way that creates the life that you want to have. So back to the story about this big manifestation. So I mostly had it out of my awareness. And I very occasionally, when it would pop into my awareness, I wouldn't really try to bring it up, but if it would pop in, I would quickly do an imaginal scene of that debt being zero. And whether that was because I won the lottery and it got paid off because I got that sum of money somehow and it got paid off, or whether the company forgave it. However it came to be, I was good with. I didn't care about that part. What I cared was that the balance was zero. But I also made peace with myself. Like, if the balance comes to be zero because I just make this payments for the next 30 years, then that's just how the manifestation will have happened. And so I developed a lot of neutrality towards it. And that neutrality helped me really believe that it was possible. Like I also not kind of care if it was possible. And I don't want to say that for all manifestations, because I know that you have a lot of manifestations that you really care about. But the more you can kind of become detached and feel safe and secure, no matter how your manifestation comes to you, that's going to have more of those tones of naturalness, tones of reality is what Neville Goddard would say. So in your visualizations, if you can feel just sort of neutral, then that is gonna help the most. Because, like, think about things in your daily life, right? Like, if you have a job, you don't have to feel, unless you have a lot of strong feelings about your job, like you just super love it or you super hate it. It's just something you have. And you don't have to have a lot of feelings about having it or not having it. Like, it's just your natural everyday thought about your job that you have, that you go to, feels pretty neutral, right? So Now, if you're manifesting a specific person and you have a lot of strong feelings for that person, that is fine. But what you want to develop, like I have my specific person and we've been in a relationship almost 2 years now, not quite 2 years. And and before that I had another specific person. So I've done this a couple of times. And when I was manifesting my specific person, there were definitely times where I really, really wanted this relationship. But as I got it, it feels pretty natural now. It feels pretty neutral. I have it. I'm in the relationship. So it's not like every day I'm jumping up and down, ecstatic because my specific person texted me. Now, there were times when I got a text that it was very exciting. Don't get me wrong. But I also developed that same sort of feeling, and this just helps me in my manifesting journey. If this doesn't resonate with you, try a different way. But was just like, you know what? It's fine either way. Like, I'm great. I am loved. I am wonderful, no matter what happens with this person. And so it's almost like they're two separate things. Like they're like two separate kinds of things inside of your system, inside of your imagination. You're not trying to become neutral and focus simultaneously. Although you can, you can feel pretty neutral in your visualization, and it can have the tones of reality. But also, if you don't feel that way, like you feel really strongly that you want to manifest whatever it is you're manifesting, then feel those feelings and develop an okayness with those feelings. And then have your neutral time, is what I'm going to call it, when you're focusing on it, when you're just kind of neutral, where you really get yourself to the place of like, yeah, this is great. I feel really natural and neutral about it. So thank you so much for listening, and may you manifest exactly what you want.